What up? What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. And I did not do any shows over the weekend. I was focused on feeling better. I really wanted to do a show on Saturday because I had a lot of good stuff to share, but I just didn't feel like getting out of bed. But good news is I feel a lot better right now, and we'll start to get some of those weekend shows going in the near future. But over the weekend, I think I went 5-3, something like that. So a little bit of profit. Let's try to roll that over into this week here, and let's take a look at the chat. I know we have NBA, NFL, but let's take a look at the chat. Munaf first today. I think that's a first that he's first. Dr. Shilly in the house. Hello, Miss Tasha. What's going on, Daniel? Nathan said, only 2 minutes late. Good job. Getting there, getting better, getting better. Let's see. Justin just pulled up. What up, brother? Hey, Miss Tiffany. Nice to see you in attendance. Hopefully, all is going well with you. You know, we got beef today, though, but you're still my girl, but we got beef today. Ronell, what's going on? A lot of people coming into the chat. Like Jay Gill says, we in here. So let's get to it. We got a good amount of games on the slate for today. And I have some stuff that I like. I have some stuff I still want to talk out with you guys. So let's get to it. What up, S. Warrior? Tiffany says big beef. We'll get to it. We got to wait a little while to talk about it, but we got big beef for sure. And you're right. He's got takes. I should have brought the jacket out today. Um, let's get to it. First game we're going to talk about today. We are going to go 501, 502. We're looking at the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game opened Cavs -5. They are now a 4-point favorite. Total open 215. Not much movement. 215 is the consensus. As far as the injury report is concerned, Thompson game time decision for Houston. Oladipo out for Cleveland. -2 starters in Garland and Mobley, and then continue to be without Ty Jerome and Ricky Rubio. So this one, you have a Rockets team on a back-to-back versus a Cavs team with 1 day's rest. Usually in this situation, especially if it's a home favorite, I want to try my best, to go ahead and back that home team. But minus Garland, minus Mobley, I don't have a lot of confidence. I feel like this Cleveland team's been very disappointing in general so far this season. So -2 starters doesn't give me confidence expecting them to win by any kind of a margin. Last 5 game stats do say they've been the better offense and rebounding team, but not by very much. Houston has covered 5 of their last 6 games. Houston on the second of a back-to-back is 2-0 to the over, although they've gone under 5 of their last 7. So I think this is one of those games where I have to pass. I was trying my best to talk something out and get something here. Home favorites, let's say this. Rested home favorites versus unrested opponents win straight up 73.6% of the time. So -4 is pretty close to just asking them to win. However, I could not get there. And these teams have went under 6 of the last 7 meetings as well. So I don't want to waste too much time here because it's not one of the games that I did love. I tried my hardest to get to the window with the Cavs, like I said, but just ultimately couldn't do it. Let's take a look at the chat. Appreciate y'all tapping in. David says, smash that like button. Don't be stingy. Absolutely helps out the show. Brian says, Houston and over 105.5. Is that, that 105.5, what is that number? Net, thinking it's a Cavs spot here. I'm trying. Casey says, what do the Cavs have to play for? I think their spirit's down, or they're going to be without Garland and Mobley for extended time. Does that mean they will never win another game? They're still going to win games, Casey. It's a little bit too early to be asking what they got to play for. Still a lot of season left here. I get that they could be deflated, though. I understand that point. Munaf says, if Rockets smother Mitchell, I don't trust the Cavs role players to score. I agree with that. Rynell thinks Mitchell under his points is a look today. That's a tough one. And the team total for the Rockets is 105.5. Okay, appreciate you throwing that out there. Ernest likes Van Fleet over 16 points. Can't talk you off of that. I think that'll be enough for this game. We'll keep it moving. I think there's some better games to be played and bet on. And this next one is one that is extremely interesting to me. So let's just get over here to this one. We will go 503, 504. Chicago Bulls heading into Philly to take on the Sixers. Opened up Sixers minus 10. They are about a 10.5 point favorite right now. Total open 229.5. And we're looking at a consensus of 225.5. Injury report here: Caruso and Torrey Craig, both game time decision, but Craig is doubtful or unlikely to play, however you want to call it. They'll be without Levine once again. For the Sixers, Embiid is game time decision, but very likely to play. Same can be said for Marcus Morris. I think that Embiid injury was like a calf or something, but he was present at shoot around this morning. So for this game, I do think Embiid is going to play, but regardless if he plays or not, I mean, we talked about it on the Friday show. We've talked about it multiple times. But the Bulls just continue to go over. I know they've gone over five in a row. They've gone over their last 7 road games. It started, and it's interesting because Billy Donovan says he wants them to play faster, but it's not really translating when you're looking at these pace numbers. However, the offense has been picking it up. I mean, top 10 offensive rated team in the last 5 games for both teams, with Philly being number one and Chicago bottom 10 defensively. So I think that at the very least, they're going to try to push the pace. And even if Embiid doesn't play, Philly does at least play faster. So if they push the pace and Chicago wants to push the pace, I would want more points in that kind of a game, kind of a situation. And I've already bet the Chicago over the past couple games. So it's more like riding the wave until it ends. Philly has also went over 8 of their last 10 games. I'm willing. I liked it at the opener, 229.5. To see it down at 225.5, I think we're getting a discount. So that's my first look here. Chicago, Philly over 225.5. If I had to play the spread, Philly has been blowing people out. They're 8-2 versus less than 45% when teams covering 5 games in a row. Um, the Chicago team also playing well. Ever since Levine has been out of the lineup, you have a lot of guys who, are out there who care about playing with this team and are trying to prove themselves. So they've covered 7 of their last 8. No, Philly's been winning by margin, but I think if I had to play this one, I would expect, regardless whether Embiid plays or not, I expect all of the guys in Chicago to give max effort, and I think that can keep them in this game. So lean Chicago plus the points, like the over a little bit more. Let's see what you guys think here. Travis says, hold your nose and play the Bulls plus 10.5. Manny also leaning towards the Bulls. So is Sean Evans. I didn't think this many people would like the Bulls today. Chef Jeff likes Maxi over 2.5 threes. Chicago is bottom 10 defending the three so far this season. Can't talk you off of that. JB Brown says Sixers first quarter, first half. Says they've been smashing the weaker teams in the East. That's that Warrior liking that look on the over. Nathan, another person who likes the Chicago plus 11. First person I've seen, Darren, says 76ers are nothing. Jay Gill following him up, liking the Sixers first half, says get in and get out. C-Mac, I agree with this. Chicago's been playing extremely hard. Brian thinks it's a team total over for Chicago kind of game here. Casey likes the over with Kobe running things in this one. So we're pretty much in agreement. Pretty much in agreement here. I think Saturated might be looking towards Melton. David also liking the over. Ned says he's liking the Sixers here. So differing opinions as far as the side is concerned. I think we're all in agreement with this over. So it is here. I didn't make any bets yet this morning just because I wanted to come and talk it out, even though I already feel ways about some of these games. And I didn't feel it was a rush to get this one in because the total continued to drop. So it is on my short list. And I'm pretty sure I'll get there with it at the end of the day. One more comment here. Munaf says Bulls plus 11 and Harris over 5.5 rebounds. If Embiid is guarding Vucevic, he's going to pull him away from the paint, and that leaves rebounding opportunities. I absolutely understand that, and good luck on that play. Saturated says Kobe is up to 22.5 points. but he's averaging 26.5. So it sounds like he's still not scared, still not high enough. Let's keep going down the list. Next game up, we got 505, 506, Clippers and Indiana Pacers. This game opened up Clippers minus 2.5. They're now 3.5 point favorite, majority places. Total open 240.5. And it's all the way up to 247. Injury report, Hallie is game time decision here for his Pacers team. He did miss the last game. Nimhard also going to be out along with Jalen Smith. For the Clippers, Bones Highland, game time decision. Plumlee's going to be out. Sorry, I am still a little sick. I'm feeling better, but I'm still a little sick here, so bear with me. And my apologies. But how I feel about this game is the Clippers have been playing extremely well, right? They won what 7 games in a row, somewhere around that number. And for it to open at pretty close to a pick 'em versus a Pacers team who's lost 3 in a row, I feel like that's a pretty telling line here. Something like I feel like they're begging for Clippers money in this matchup. They have been playing well. Like I said, they've even covered 5 of their last 6 games. But when I look at it, Clippers don't have a winning record so far on the season. So I would ask, and I would try to make an argument: Are the Clippers have they been playing better lately in general, or are they just playing better lately because they've been at home? All of like, they've been on a long homestand. So that kind of holds me off for the Clippers here. And I ultimately do think Hallie's going to play. With the line coming out how it is right now, I think Hallie's playing. Pacers are 3-0 so far as a home dog, although they've only covered 1 of their last 5 games. This one, I feel like my guys like Net in the chat. Um, it's a couple of Star Child, my contrarian betters. What are we doing? I feel like this got to be a Pacers game right here. They're begging for Clippers money, and as long as Halliburton's in, which I think he will be, I think the Pacers can compete. So lean towards the Pacers, and if Hallie's in, usually lean towards over in Pacers games. So those would be the 2 ways I'm looking there. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see how you guys feel. Tomorrow likes the Pacers on the money line. Bryce says Paul George loves killing Indy. His props are alive for sure. Well, he did used to play for the Pacers. If I'm not mistaken, that's a team that he started out with. So I could understand why he usually plays well against them. What up, Dylan? Let's see. KC. Dylan, I could agree with that. Can't play this until Hallie news comes out. I would only want Pacers if Hallie's in. If he's out, I'm not even looking towards the Pacers. Munoz likes the Clippers team to the over. Says Pacers struggling since the in-season tournament. They've given up 127, 137, and 140. I mean, I can understand that. Pacers are not a team that plays a whole lot of defense in general all year long. But Munoz saying lately it's been a little bit worse. He's also looking at Harden over his assists. Back-to-back games with 10 plus, and the pace should be here. I think that's a good look. Harden assists. EJ is agreeing with Bryce. He says Paul George is going to show out tonight. Avery, I feel like another one of those contrarian bettors here. He says they've been at home. That's why he agrees. So, okay. That makes me, pushing me in the right direction. Look, there go. There go the contrarians. Net, Pacers plus 3.5. I pay attention. It's a thing called cap the cappers. And we all can do it. We all come here and cap these games together every day. We all know majority, like how each other caps. And we can use that to our advantage. I knew it was going to be that kind of a game where the contrarians like this one. Let's see. Dan says over is Pacers plus old school East versus West total system. Lit picks also liking Paul George over his 23.5 points. This averages 33 last 5 games in Indy. So Paul George will look for a lot of people today, and I can't talk you off. What is Saturated saying here? Pacers are 1-2 in the 3 games without Hallie this season. In those losses, the average margin was minus 35, so they get killed. And he also says, in the totals in those 3 games without Hallie, they averaged 256. That's the interesting part. They still continue to play fast. Probably more so just give up a lot more points too, though. Avery with the point here. Ski Indy been on the road since the 22nd, making them stay off. Good points. Different ways we can look at this game here. I would only look towards the Pacers and the over in this matchup. So let's keep it going. Next game up, we will go 507, 508. Minnesota Timberwolves heading into Miami to take on the Heat. This game opened up T-Wolves -1. We see them as a 2-point favorite right now. Total opened up 219, and we're looking at a consensus of 217 and a half. Injury report, and let me hit refresh here. Anthony Edwards, still game time decision. McDaniels, game time decision. Clark is going to be out, and Josh M, game time decision. For Miami, they will be without Kyle Lowry here. So this game, I was thinking about this one initially. I started to feel a little bit less strong, but let's talk it out. Minnesota, so far on the road, I feel like they've been a fade ATS. For some reason, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know they're 8-4 to the over on the road. The defense, the way they play defense is just drastically different compared to at home and on the road. So I really want to try to get there with an over here. The Heat also have gone over 6 of their last 9 games, but they get Bam back in the lineup. That's going to help their defense. And neither team, honestly, playing with a whole lot of pace. If I look at just numbers wise, last 5 games, I could argue both defenses have been better than the offense. So I didn't quite get there with the over. But when I view Minnesota, that's just how I think of them. When they're on the road, it's one way. I'm playing the over a pass or I'm fading there or passing. To see this Heat team getting healthy now, Hero off the injury report, Bam off the injury report. And, I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think about this. But coming off of that game where, you hit a little bit of a game winner like that and you're getting your guys back in the lineup, etc., I think it's a boost for this Heat team. Um, I kind of think they're the right side, especially with this line being as low like this for the Timberwolves. I think that's telling us that the Heat have a good chance to win this game. And that's where I prefer to put my money. If I'm playing this game, it would be Heat plus the 2, thinking they can get the win out right at home. Either that or bet the over. Let's take a look at, in case he says Turner's questionable in that last game for the Pacers now. That's why I like to do this show at 10:30, man, because we get these injury news coming out. I mean, they do that injury report at 10:30. They start to, release some more information. Appreciate you sharing that, Miss KC. Let's look at some comments for this game. Dante says Heat plus 1.5. They've been good at home for a minute. Net also liking the Heat in this one. Brian disagrees. Says the Wolves match up well with Miami. S. Warrior, to no surprise, says, you know what it is, Ski. Heat smash. The line is too pure for a Wolves team that leads the West. Books, no. I think that I agree with the point about the line. That's what I was saying. It's making me think they're begging you for some Timberwolves money here today. Realist TV, also liking the Heat on the money line. Dan says it's a statement game for Jimmy Buckets. Heat first quarter, and he thinks it's a 1990 score with the under in this one, like a Jimmy over his PRA. I mean, Jimmy did play for this T-Wolves team. Maybe he still likes to take it to him. Could be. Tomorrow says one of the best teams in the league, only favored by 2. Want money to come in on the Timberwolves. So we're all in agreement with that point there. Travis, though, he does like the Timberwolves. Says he grabbed them last night plus 1.5. Heat have not been good at home and first game back for Hero and Bam. Likely some offensive struggles against a good defense. But is that defense still the same on the road? That's what my argument would be. I get the point about, guys coming back in the lineup could throw off the rhythm. I would argue against that Timberwolves road defense. Darren also liking the Heat. Ernest says Wolves if Edwards is in, and he thinks Edwards is going to be in there. Let's see. Expat Mark says, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Jay Gill likes the Wolves here. So I will write it down on my short list. The Heat, I think, are the right side in this game. For whatever reason, my pen is out. That's not a good sign right there. Oh, there we go. So Miami +2. I'll put it on my short list there. And Adam, before we move on, says Wolves money line if Anna's in. Heat 3-9 ATS at home. Wolves 7-1 straight up as a road favorite. Let's move on over. Next game up, we have 509, 510. We're looking at the Detroit Pistons heading into Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Opened up Hawks -10.5. They're now a 12-point favorite. Total open 243. And we're looking at 246.5. Injury report: Duran out, Monte Morris out, Isaiah Stewart out for this Detroit team. For Atlanta, laundry list here. Bogdanovich game time, but very likely. Same can be said for Hunter. Capella is a true game time decision. Jalen Johnson, AJ Griffin, Kobe, as well as Muhammad, all out. So this is bums, battle of the bums, in my opinion. Detroit, how many games have they lost in a row now? What is it, like 21, 22? I want nothing to do with them. I know they failed to cover 6 in a row. At the same time, Hawks have been terrible. They've covered one game out of their last 10. They've been absolutely pathetic since Jalen Johnson went down. It's no way. I don't really care who they're playing that I could back the Hawks to win by this kind of a margin. They're not playing defense. And if you're a bottom five defensive rated team, last 5 games, how can I expect you to win by margin? So for that simple fact, I'll lean towards Detroit, but it's going to be a pass for me. And then Atlanta games, Detroit games too. I feel like they like to play up tempo. Neither team plays defense. So Pistons or over, I can find a lot of better things to do with my money. So we will move on over. Um, I'm with Tasha. She says back with that. We're gonna get it right up out of here. Next game up, we will go 5-11, 5-12. Hornets at Raptors. This game open. Raptors -11. They're now a 12-point favorite as a consensus. Total open 226.5 and down as low as 223.5. Injury report here. For the Raptors, Coloco is out. For the Hornets, Rozier is game time but likely. Bridges is game time decision. I don't think Bridges is playing. I read something about they won't let him over there in Canada because of his legal situation he has going on. So it could be without Bridges. Hayward also game time. PJ Washington game time. Mark Williams game time. I mean, who's even playing tonight? Who do we know is playing? So for that reason, what do I want to do with this game? I get when you have everybody out, you got to increase the line. That's why we see Toronto at this big of a margin because Toronto's only covered one of their last 6 games. It's not a team I want to be laying like this either. So I think this is another game where we just backwood, don't know who's available. A lot of people question marks for Hornets, and I want nothing to do with it. I think we can find more gems in these other games. Why waste time? I'll take a quick look at the chat, but looks like the chat agrees. Skip and Jay Gill says nothing for me. Uh, I think let's see, a couple more. Net says he thinks the Raptors. That's that word says the Raptors as well. Avery says Raptors -11 for me. This line is very telling. Hornets not going to be able to keep up scoring. He says they are terrible. So the contrarian bettors like the Raptors here say this line is high for a reason, and I get it. I just don't know if I'm willing to put my money on it. Dr. Shitty says don't ever lay double digits with Toronto. I definitely don't view them as that kind of a team. But Avery says it'd be too much size for this Hornets team tonight. So we shall see. Crystal, no, this is Kyle, my bad. Asking about the first half. Let me just take a quick glance at first half margins so I can try to help answer this question. So first half margin, I think the Hornets are the worst. No, they're not. They're third worst, -6. The Raptors are bottom 10 as well, -2.3. I don't have any reason to tell you to take the first half over the full game. This, if you do like the Hornets, I think that's the safest thing to do. Just bet on Rozier tonight. So I could agree with that, Sheldon. Let's move over to another game. Getting close to another game that I like quite a bit. I can't wait to talk about. Before that, we would go to 5-13, 5-14. Memphis heading into OKC. Opened up Thunder minus 8.5. They are a 10.5 point favorite right now. Total open 227.5, up as high as 229.5. OKC, I don't see anybody on the injury report for Memphis. Marcus Smart, Derrick Rose, John Morant, Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, all out, and Biyombo is doubtful. Um, and this is Memphis on the front end of the back-to-back. They play, I'm sorry, they play the Pelicans tomorrow. And thinking about it, this is the 25th game for Memphis. So they get John Morant back, or he's available to play next game. And that makes me think, I mean, it makes me think that Memphis probably cares a lot more about the game tomorrow than they do today. Um, they haven't been covering anyway. Well, 1-4 ATS the last 5 games. This OKC team has been, I mean, they've been damn good this season, coming off of a game winner versus the Nuggets. They are 13-5-1 ATS the last 19 games, 6-2 as a home favorite. When they play these bottom feeders, teams less than 45% win teams, they are 6-1 against the spread. So I want to think OKC, but this is a hefty number to expect them to win by. The one thing I will say that I always come back to is when I'm looking at big numbers like this, when I expect the team to win by margin, I want them to be able to shoot the three well, defend the three well. OKC is top 10 in both of those categories. Memphis is second worst in both of those categories. So if you have that happening in this game, and if you have a Memphis team who is looking ahead to Ja coming back tomorrow, I can absolutely see the Thunder running away with this game. So I'll mark it on my short list. I don't know for sure that I will bet it, but I do feel like OKC is worthy of laying the 10.5 in this spot, in this situation. I will not take too much of a look on the total. Yeah, I'll leave that alone. But I would only look towards the OKC here. One of the few teams I'll look to lay the big number with today. Let's take a look. Let's see. Boofer coming in trolling. What did I miss? Recap them all for me. I don't feel like rewinding. Glad you made it in, Boofer. Net in agreement. OKC or nothing for him, he says here. Brian likes Thunder specifically on the first half. Tomorrow agrees that the Grizzlies looking ahead to Ja coming back next game. Darren thinks OKC is too public after that game winner versus the Nuggets. Let's see. Casey thinks Ja's going to come back at home. As the Warrior likes the Thunder. Trying to look at a couple more comments here. Dan having some fun with that one. Bryce says, since Wham sleeping in today, hit the like button, family. Appreciate you, Bryce. And that's absolutely what Wham Bam would say if he was here. And it does help the show out if you guys could hit the like button for me. I think also with the reminder, appreciate you guys. And yeah, hit it for me. Hit it for me. Appreciate it. What up, VC3? And not a whole lot more comments coming in here. DB says you take Thunder first half. Says the back door will be open in this game. I don't have a reason to tell you to take either one. I think the more the game goes on, Thunder could probably not take their foot off the gas, whereas Memphis waves the white flag. That's kind of how I view the game. But let's keep it going here to another game that I really wanted to talk about. Another game I'm liking quite a bit the more I think about it. And that is 5-15, 5-16. Dallas heading into Denver to take on the Nuggets. Game opened Nuggets minus 6.5. They're now 8.5 point favorite. Total opened up 238.5. And we're looking at 237.5. Injury report here. Let's hit refresh as well. For the Mavs. This got to be new here. Luka game time decision. Was he always on the injury report? He was not always on the injury report. So I don't like to see him pop up there If you like this Maverick side, and I just look around real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to see what is going on with this injury. Let me click on Luka here. He did not attend Monday morning shoot around due to an illness, but he's expected to play against the Nuggets. So he's still expected to play. He just didn't participate in shoot around. Okay. So that makes sense then. The rest of it, Rashawn Holmes, game time decision. They'll be without Josh Green, Kyrie, Maxi Kleba, and Lively. For the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, both game time decision, but probable. KCP is the true game time decision here. Um, I feel like this is a really important game for both teams. You have the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken, in fourth place in the West. You have you have the Mavericks third, and I think the winner of this game will have that third place. So that's how close it is right now. And I just feel like because of that, this game is going to be played a little bit different than how these teams normally play. Like I know Dallas usually plays like they don't usually play the most defense. I think you'll see Dallas play a little bit of defense because of how important this game is. Especially, they already lost once to this Nuggets team, and you can think about tiebreakers down the road, whatever if they're jockeying per position in the West. This is going to be an important game. For the Nuggets, I just think it's going to take a little bit of time for everybody to consistently be in the lineup for them to really click and take off point spread wise. I think this is too many points as well for this Nuggets team. So first, before I get into that, Nuggets play slow. We know that, and Nuggets surprisingly for me still good defensively. I think the under is in play here, but I think we can go with Denver team total under specifically because I'm liking the Mavs side. And look at it in the games that the Mavs have. Let me pull it up here. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. So the games the Mavericks have won, maybe I don't have to put it up on the screen, but let me just look at it. I'll pull up if I get the other one up here. The games the Mavericks have won on the road, they are 7-2 to the over. But the team total for the Nuggets, last time I looked, was 123.5. Let me just double check. Still 123 or 122.5. But they've only allowed more than that. One of those road wins. So what I'm thinking, and also what I'm thinking is when the Mavericks lose as a dog, they're not covering. When they lose by margin. Otherwise, they're going to win outright. I really want to think to take the Mavs on the money line here. That's really what I want to do. I think the plus the points is pretty safe. I think that's a good bet. I think the under is a good bet. Mavs and under. That's how I see this game going. It's just a matter of how I want to take it. Like Mavs plus 7.5, the full game under 230, 7.5 now. Denver team total under, Mavs money line. I think they're all good bets. So let me take a look. Let's talk it out together. Let's see what you guys are liking. What you guys think might be a better bet than some of these others. Let's see. Guy saying he just popped up. So net likes the Nuggets -7 here. He's in disagreement with me. Um, Rich likes Jokic to get triple double. I don't like to argue against that at all. DB liking the under. Mike likes the Mavs. Sean says Luke over his assist prop. Let's see. Sam likes the Nuggets specifically in the first quarter. EJ says Nuggets go ham at home. I agree they're a much better home team than road team. It's been that way for a few years. Radmatic asking without Lively, I like all this stuff. I do. BJ likes the Nuggets on the full game. Bryce says, any of this change with no Luca? Yeah, I would like the Mavs a hell of a lot less, obviously, but I still think the under would be in play. So that's how it would change for me. Let's see. Chess and Poker Daily asking if the home court advantage is an issue here. I don't think it's too big of a deal. I mean, everybody knows what you have to deal with when you go play in Denver. I agree with this. Tomorrow, Mavs been feasting on bad teams, going Nuggets. They have. I mean, you can only play who's in front of you. And since they came back from that little break from the in-season tournament, they've been playing well. That's all I can go off of. But I do agree with that thought. Munaf says, I don't know. I don't know, man. The Mavericks haven't played the greatest offensive teams over the last 5 to 7 games. They played the Lakers and gave up 125. Blazers twice. Jazz without a lot of starters gave a 119 to the Wolves, 125 to the Lakers. What the first way I started this breakdown was this game is going to be a whole lot different than any other game in the season because what this game will mean for playoff implications for both of these teams. So I'm not even going to compare it to what they've been doing versus what they've been allowing versus these other teams lately. That doesn't really alter my decision making process for this game. Dylan says Nuggets can come out shooting after that L, likes the Nuggets first quarter or first half. What up, Big Schnizzle? Says smash the like and share the video. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for tuning in and thanks for that comment there. Anthony Richardson says, do you think Denver defense is good enough to play 7.5 against the Mavs? I think Denver's defense is good, yes. And I think we did enough talking about this game, but I told you guys what I'm feeling. It's one way ticket. I'm only betting the under. I'm only betting the Mavericks some way, shape, or form, whether it's team total or money line or ATS. It's the only way I'm looking in this game. All right. Let's keep going here. We have 3 more games left to talk about. Let's get to it. 5-17, 5-18. Brooklyn Nets heading into Utah to take on the Jazz. Opened up Nets -4. They are now they're still a 4-point favorite. Total opened up 231.5. Looking at 234.5. Injury report here for the Nets. Ben Simmons, Dennis Smith Jr., Lonnie Walker all out. For Utah, John Collins, game time decision. They'll be without Jordan Clarkson, Keontae George, and Yerseman. I don't really like this game. What I have to say is Utah. Well, the Nets have been the best point spread team in the league. When they've been a favorite, they've covered every game except for one. They've covered 8 of their last 14 games. I feel like it's just how serious are the Nets going to take this game. I think they can win by margin. At the same time, Utah 6-3 is a home dog. I don't know. Honestly, this game just doesn't make me feel confident. I feel like the Nets is the easy way to look here. Only way I would want to put my money, but it just feels a little bit too easy. So I don't have a whole lot of smart stuff to say about this. I don't want to sit here and just tell you guys whatever. I'll just lean with the Nets, and it is what it is. Casey says 82 likes is lame, man. Y'all some suckers. Run it up. Hey, yeah, please. If you appreciate the show, hit the like button for me. Helps me out quite a bit. 82 is kind of crazy. We got close to 300 people in the chat. So see if we can get it up a little bit. Robert Franklin also likes the Nets -3.5. Showtime says, what's the best way to learn how to do queries? You could watch other people do it, or people put them on Twitter. You could learn that way. Just playing around on the website, you know. That's how I learned. I watched Ralph Michaels for the most part. I would ask him questions when I had questions, and I would play around on the website, and I just kind of started to figure it out. So let's keep moving here. And next game up, we will have. I wanted to get involved here too. 519, 520. Washington Wizards heading into Sacramento to take on the Kings. Opened up Kings minus 11 and a half. 12 and a half point favorites right now. Total opened up 245, as high as 248. In that one, injury report. De'Aaron Fox has now made the injury report, and I don't think I saw that earlier. Or maybe I did. He's still on there. Alex Len is out for Washington. Johnny Davis, Ryan Rollins, Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, all game time decision here. Um, I just don't want a whole lot to do with this Wizards team. I don't think they're very good. They don't play defense. We've heard multiple other players complain about defensive concepts, etc., etc. I don't see a whole lot to like. Being on a back to back here versus the rest of the Kings team, who we know their offense is potent. They've been playing solid defense too. Last 5 games, top 10 defensive rated team. So if they keep that defense up, I think they can absolutely win this game by margin. I would only look towards the Kings. Kings team total over, something like that. I think it's the only way to play this game here tonight. I think they run Washington out the gym. So Kings or over, only ways to look for me. Let's take a look at the chat. Chill Will says, "Hey Ski, did you move the like button or something? Why is there only 82? Huh? Feel you." Justin says, "Disrespectful to not hit the like button. Appreciate y'all." Let's see. Says if Fox plays Kings team total trifecta, I can agree with that. Let's see. VC3 says Kings are nothing. Ned also likes the Kings. Dan thinks the over is in play, and I would agree with that. Up 3 points, but I think it's moving in the right direction. Tomorrow says, what site do you run queries on? Killersports.com is the main one that I use. Adrian, appreciate you. Says just hit the like button. Let's cash. Appreciate that, brother. And I think we can now move over to the last game on the slate. If Miss Tiffany is here, this is the game we want to talk about. 521, 522. New York Knicks heading into LA to take on the Lakers. Opened up Lakers minus 4.5, 4 point favorite, pretty much across the board. Total open 227, and it's as high as 235. A lot of love for that over in this one. Knicks still without Mitchell Robinson. Lakers have D'Angelo Russell and Vanderbilt, both probable. Anthony Davis and LeBron and Christian Wood, all true game time decisions. Vincent will be out as well as Hood for this matchup. Um, I feel like the Lakers showed they can get up the intensity and get to a certain level when they're playing the in-season tournament. But I feel like the little hangover afterwards has been in effect. They did just let Spurs off the snide. What did they lose? Close to 20 games in a row. So I think, losing a couple games now since they've been back, that they start to focus in once again and play really good basketball because they're healthy for the most part. Like the wings, the guys that I need in there to play the defense, Vanderbilt should be out there. Reddish going to be out there. We obviously need AD, but if you got those guys out there to play the defense and those guys care, they're more than capable of competing and beating any team here. So looking at this one, no Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks. I think the paint is going to be wide open. It could be either LeBron, Anthony Davis. A whole lot of people could take advantage of that. And for that reason, I do lean towards the Lakers here. Knicks have been the worst defensive rated team in the league the last 5 games. And ever since that in-season tournament game, like I keep talking about it, I just feel like they they don't believe in what they're doing anymore. The first thing out their mouth after that in-season tournament loss was, "We need to trade for an all-star." They don't believe that they can compete. That's what that tells me. And what are they 4-8 ATS their last 12 games? When they play competition, I mean both teams are poor versus competition, so I don't need to really read off the stats. But Knicks have went over 8 games in a row. That's a red flag for a Thibodeau team. For the defense to be rated dead last and continue to go over, that's not the identity of the Knicks. So I think the Lakers will be able to score what they want in this game. I could go with the Lakers team total over. I lean towards the Lakers on the spread, and I think just the market is moving in the right direction as far as the total is concerned. So let's take a look at the chat here. Tiffany says she's been waiting. Last game she's here. I know you gonna like your squad in this one. She says win, lose, or draw. You know I ride for my Knicks. Hey, I don't know about y'all tonight. Let's see what the chat thinks. Let's see if you can play tiebreaker. Avery's with you. Avery likes the Knicks +4, says it's a sandwich spot. So you think the Lakers are overlooking this game? Is that what you're telling me here? Coming off of a loss versus Spurs? I have a hard time believing in that, but he does think the Knicks are the right side. What up, Jay Wills? Says right on time. Let's go Lake Show. He's got hot takes. Looks like he's liking the Lakers as well. Adrian says Lakers on the money line. Keep it simple. Dylan says AD should eat. I agree 100%. Saturated jokingly says, I don't know, man. AD and LeBron on the injury report. Yeah, I'm expecting them to play. So if you want the Lakers, you get in now because that number is probably going to be a little bit higher when it's tip off time. Avery says, I love the Lakers, but I don't like them in this spot. Go back on the road Wednesday against the Bulls. I don't think this is a bad spot. I don't see it. Munaf says, love the over in this game. Randall points plus rebounds over 31.5. Randall scored 30 plus in 3 straight games versus LA. Versus the Lakers in LA. Says Knicks third best offensive rated team last 5 and worst defensive rated team. So he likes the over in the game and also likes Randall. This is Randall's team he got drafted to, so I'm sure he would like to have success versus him. Pretty sure he'll bring it tonight. I can understand that look. Sean Evans also likes Randall over his 4.5 assists. Says it's hit 7 of the last 10 games. Tiffany likes that points plus rebounds look. Robert Franklin also liking Randall over 22.5. Says dude balls out against the Lakers. Yeah, when you face your old team, you want to have a good how do I call it? You want to have a good game. Says 6 straight games for Randall. He's gone over 31.5 points plus rebounds. Now, without Mitchell Robinson there, he's going to have to grab a whole lot more rebounds tonight. So I think that's a good look for sure. Dante, teams in LA that lost to the Clippers first and played the Lakers next. They're not on a back to back. 4-13 straight up, 12-5 to the under. That's an interesting trend. Appreciate you sharing that. Brian says, great show. Let's go LA. Appreciate that. Yeah, Casey, you and Tiffany, y'all loyal, man. Loyal for sure. Justin likes the Lakers on the team total, 116.5. Adam says he still likes it. It's all the way up to 119.5. I do think they can get 120. Definitely do. DB's best bet in this one says he likes the Lakers up to -6. Sheldon says get in and get out with the Knicks first half. Feel me, appreciate you. Says hit the like button, please. Definitely helps the show out. Appreciate that from Feel Me there. Let's see. Jay Gill thinks it's a Lakers spot. And Chris says he joined late. He wants to share that he got the Cavs -3.5. Thinks it's time to start selling on Houston. Appreciate you sharing that. All right. I think that is it for this one. And we got through the entire NBA card. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not really feeling like talking about the NFL game. You guys know NFL is on the back burner for me, at least for a couple more weeks till we get to playoffs. So I think I'm going to pass on that. We'll make money in the NBA tonight. And we've already been on here for 50 minutes. So yeah, go ahead, Tiffany. I'll be right here. Says she'll be tweeting me. And I'll turn the phone off now after the game when they lose. But now it's time, it's that time of the show where we look for a best bet. So, like we've been doing, I want you guys in the chat Go ahead and drop your best bets down there. I will shout out as many as I can. And when we come back tomorrow, we'll see who's giving out them hot winners. We all know it's a lot of great information, a lot of great handicappers in the chat. So, like I said, I didn't place one bet yet just because I wanted to talk them all out. And because numbers, I wasn't in no rush. The numbers were moving against the way that I was thinking for a couple of these games. So, best bet for this show. Let me just take a look here down the list. Best bet, and let me also log in because I'm not going to give you guys a play that I can't bet myself. So, best bet for this show, we are going to go. My bad. Bear with me just 1 second here. Logging in. Usually I already have it locked in, but a little bit different today. So, boom, 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 boom. There we go. We're looking at the Bulls game, Bulls and 76ers. We're going to go over 225.5. Boom, we're locked in. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Bulls have gone over 5 games in a row, over 7 straight road games. Sixers over 8 of their last 10. Whether Embiid plays or not, although I think he's going to play, I believe we get points in this matchup. So appreciate all of you guys rocking with me like I always say. And let's take a look at some of you guys' bets in the chat. So Munaf, best bet is the over 234.5 in the Lakers game. And if you want a player prop best bet, he likes Harden over his 8.5 assists. Justin says Eagles. There you go. We got some football for you. Over their 23.5 team total. Robert Franklin likes Dort over 10.5 points. Avery Smith with the Raptors minus 11.5 and Knicks +4. 2 best bets from him there today. Sam Comer. Nuggets first quarter minus 2.5. Dante with a little bit of a money line parlay. Put the Mavs in put the Lakers in the Cavs together. He thinks those are both winners outright. Sober Slide says sober best bets. Lakers Knicks over. Houston, Cleveland under. I do think those are both good looks. Bitsy likes Doncic over 2.5 rebounds in the first quarter. To see you at the window. Chef Jeff dropping Maxey over 2.5 threes. Brian likes Philly first half and Lakers -4. Good stuff. Sean Evans likes Luke over 9.5 assists. Tomorrow likes Pacers on the money line. That's a nice juicy one right there. S. Warrior breaking the rules. We want to try to keep it 2 and under, but keep money line over. Says Love over. I'm not sure whose points you're talking about, but he likes Duncan Robinson over his points. But he likes the Heat in the over tonight. Appreciate you sharing that. Daniel likes first quarter OKC. Bryce with Paul George over his 23.5 points. Samuel likes the Kings minus 12.5. And okay, watch this. Best bet is Paul George on his points. A lot of good stuff coming in. Let me see. It's a few more. Let me try to get through the rest here. Dr. Shilly likes the Lakers. Jay Gill likes Paul George PRA. Travis Johns with the money line parlay, same as the one earlier. Cavs and Lakers money line. Dan says best bet is Heat first quarter. Think a little bit of revenge for Jimmy. Let's see. Robert Franklin back to the well with Kobe White over 21.5. BC3 likes Pacers on the money line as the best bet. Net also likes the Pacers +3.5 as the best bet. Mr. Contrarian right there. Always catch my attention with that there. Dylan says Lake Show over their team total. DB likes the Lakers tonight. And Bruce likes the Grizzlies as the best bet. So I appreciate you guys dropping those. A lot of good information in the chat. And like always, we always have a good time. The show, absolutely nothing without the chat. So just can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate you. So best of luck if you tell. Good luck on all of your action. Hit the like button on the way out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.